Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro friends. Today I want to talk about the role that we as an industry play in influencing the success of innovation. To explain that, what I mean is I'd love to explore how we as a community can play a major role in influencing the success of somebody who's backing themselves with an innovative product. When I came out with Elixir, it was a very different landscape than what it is today. And first of all, I want to say kudos to the generation of younger baristas that's coming up and coffee professionals that are coming up now. Compared to what I experienced as an innovator 5 years ago, to the landscape of what exists now, you deserve all the congratulations under the sun for all the great work that you're putting into embracing the community. It's really wonderful to see, and I'm excited for innovators who do get to experience bringing a new product to market. I think we've got some really exciting times ahead of us. I have the luxury of being contacted by people who have seen what I experienced as an innovator coming up and wanted to, rightfully so, wanted to make sure that they didn't experience the same kind of struggle that I went through. And I'm happy to help mentor any kind of innovators that are presenting those kinds of, that are presented with those situations. Now, we as an industry tend to look at innovation with quite a suspect kind of way of looking at things. And I think that we can move away from that. And as I said, I'm starting to see the younger generation of coffee professionals warm towards their peers coming up with innovative products, and we should. Entrepreneurship is really difficult. It's scary, it's challenging. Knowing what to do when you haven't done it before can really terrify you. And you take that and then you push up against that with an industry that's working against you or people making fun of what you're trying to do. Doesn't help. I remember once I happened to be at a friend's cafe and he needed some help behind bar. And he was also an Elixir dealer. This was here in the States. And this customer came up and you could tell he was a coffee person, and I suggested that perhaps he might want to try Elixir. And he turned around and he said, "Oh no, I don't drink that stuff." I'm like, "Oh, so you've tried it?" He's like, "No, but I know the person who makes it, and I don't want to support their business." I'm like, "Oh, do you now? Cool. Where did you meet them?" He's like, "Oh, it doesn't matter." Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Lee. I own Elixir Specialty Coffee. I'm the person who makes Elixir. I'm not sure that we've actually met. He was very embarrassed, and I tried not to embarrass him any further. He was very sorry, and I was trying not to shame or make the situation any more uncomfortable than it was. Fast forward 12 months, and he released his own innovative product onto the market. And he really needed some help being embraced. He wasn't from the coffee industry. We tend not to like people from outside of the industry, and I hope that that's something that changes. And I introduced him to a bunch of people at SCA one year to help him just feel a little bit more at home. And he was very apologetic for the way that he had treated me. And that was great, because he will go on to, I'm not saying it's great that he was apologetic. It's great that he watched somebody not be like that, not be really vicious and an absolute asshole towards him. Until we're modeled that kind of behavior, I tend to think that if when we may not know how to react in a supportive way. So I have gone on to see that person be supportive of other people, and he was humbled by having been in that situation himself where he wasn't receiving the support. He was the same generation as me. He's the same age bracket as me. Thankfully, what I'm starting to see is that younger people, which makes me sound very old and I'm not, but there definitely is a shift in the generational gap where younger people are starting to be more embracing of those innovations. If you aren't clear on how you can do that, I have a couple of suggestions for you. If you see an innovation, and by an innovation I mean a new product, a new brew method, a new idea, rather than have a natural tendency towards shitting all over it, I invite you to perhaps be a little bit more objective about it. Be a little more open to, well, hold on, what if this is actually pretty cool? You don't want to put yourself out of the realm of being introduced to something that may very well be something that elevates our industry. It may very well elevate your customer's experience. It may very well make your job easier. And so that's a really important way, or it's an important skill to add to your toolkit as a coffee professional. I want to balance that out by saying something though. I want us as an industry to resist buying into a product just because somebody that's famous or that has a lot of attention is backing it. Let me tell you, nothing works worse for an industry or for someone who's actually trying to innovate if the reason you adopt a new product is because there's someone famous that's backing it. Objectivity rather than being subjective, so being open-minded rather than being a puppet that is influenced by a whole bunch of external factors that mean fucking nothing, is very important if we're going to elevate the way that our industry approaches new products, new brew methods. So if somebody introduces a new product, keep an open mind to it. If somebody famous introduces a product, don't just love it because somebody famous introduced it. We're better than that. If it's a great product, then love it, no matter who it is, whether it's a new person or whether it's a famous person. But judge the product based on the product's value rather than the person who is pimping it out. And I think if we can start to approach things that way, what we end up getting is a more functional industry. I'm really hopeful for the future of our industry and the future of entrepreneurs based on what I'm seeing today. And as I started with, kudos to those of you, no matter what generation you are, who are looking at brew methods and looking at new products and looking at innovation with an open mind, rather than just waiting to hear what this person says about it or that person says about it, and then I'm going to jump on that bandwagon. No. If you don't know how to figure out whether you like it or not, go and learn. Go and learn. You're better than that. We are better, or we have to get better as an industry at making up our minds based on quality and integrity rather than puppetry and sheepleness. Just because somebody's embraced a product and told you should like it, resist the urge to like it. Because it's okay for you not to like it. It's also okay for you to like it. If somebody releases a product and it is fantastic, you like it, but everybody else seems to be saying, oh, I don't really want to be the outlier here and tell everyone that I actually really like how this tastes or what this tool does for me. Embrace being that different voice. It is going to take you further in your career, and it is the one thing you can own. Your integrity is the only thing that you can own in this industry, in any industry. On that note, we're going to leave it there. Peace, love, and peanut butter, friends. Have an amazing rest of your day. Be safe and be kind to each other.